So exciting.
Click the button. We're going to have music now that we're on iTunes, because every iTunes show has a musical intro.
Yes, we shall do that. We can take suggestions from people, or you do have your Unpacking Some Shit original soundtrack.
Well, I will create something, and then I've got a mixer. I'm going to get the mixer in the play, and it's going to be professional.
That's
I'm
right.
excited.
I'm Melinda McKinsey.
I'm Tom Wise, and you're joining us to unpack some shit with Wise and McKinsey.
That's right.
Thanks for stopping in.
Yes.
Shoo,
Sorry, I'm just so excited to talk to you because it's been
crazy. It's been a week. I apologize. I canceled Friday's show. I was in Chicago on truly a spur of the moment trip.
Yeah.
And I'll figure out how to record on the road. Otherwise,
Damn you, technology.
It'll be on me. I mean, I literally bought the tickets Thursday at 4:00, and I was on the plane at 8.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely spontaneous. And based on your pictures, it looks like you had a lovely time. It is, you're in Florida. I'm in New York. It's a lovely time of year right now with the leaves. It's very, very, very photogenic time of year.
It was delightful, because I looked at I was going to go up Saturday and Sunday, and I said, nope, Saturday looks gray. Sunday looks rainy. Go up Friday, because you know how it can be. I'm sure you guys have similar weather. It can be gray all the time.
Yes.
And, it's like back when I lived in Chicago, we'll see the sun says goodbye around Halloween, and then comes back around Easter.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it can be great for a long time. So yeah, I had a great day with my kids.
Good. Very good. I'm curious about your topics.
Messing with people.
Oh.
Am I crazy? Don't overplay your hand. COVID in Chicago, 3 stories. And let's see how this ends.
Uh-oh. I don't know what any of those mean, so I love it very much. Okay, I have pandemic money.
Ooh.
Surprises.
The prizes?
Surprises. Surprises.
Surprises.
Surprise. So this happened. Oh my God, look at this. I know not everybody's watching this, but look, I have a false eyelash on and it popped up. Now I look insane. I shouldn't be wearing the false eyelashes, but sorry, that's a whole other topic. Okay, so this happened as a topic, and explain it.
Wow. You do one of yours.
Oh, so many. Okay, let's talk about pandemic money. And that's kind of a current event. And it's not really a bummer. It's just a adaptability thing. So, during this time, things have changed and people are thinking of different ways to make money or new ways to make money. Maybe it's an additional thing because, look, everybody's ordering things online much more than what they have before. And I was trying to think of what's happening that the world feels a little bit different, that you hear the chatter. What's the chatter about the pandemic? And a really big thing is lack of sleep. People are stressed. People are having a hard time sleeping because your patterns are different, right? Maybe you've lost work or you have work, but you're afraid and you're stressed about going out in the world. So I'm thinking, Tom, because both you and I work in television and we've done radio.
Of course we do. Please.
Well, the reason I'm saying this is because we've had some experience talking on microphones, and it's not as easy as it seems. You have to be careful to not overpronounce, to not spit. I mean, when we talk in real life, it is a little bit different than television talk,
yes,
right?
A little bit.
It's cleaner. So I started thinking, one of the things I was trying to utilize are those sleep recordings.
Oh.
Because you need to hear some relaxation, you need to feel calm, you need to breathe in a certain way. Now, the other thing is, you and I talked about dating apps.
Yes, ma'am.
What if we combined them and we did an app? And I think it would be I always think everything's a huge moneymaker. People are having a hard time dating.
Yeah.
Could we? The relaxation stuff that people use in the sleep apps. So we're not saying, hey, get the dating app. We're like, hey, we know you're lonely. Let's hook you up with the man of your dreams. What do you think?
We could call it's a dating nap.
It's a new dating nap.
I'm up for anything. You know that.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Yeah. What do you think during the pandemic? What have you utilized different ways to add revenue, or what do you think about that?
Well, it's funny because, it's not news anymore that places like Lowe's and Home Depot and Amazon were going crazy, whereas restaurants and entertainment places were going in the shit.
Yes.
I mean, that's just real obvious. And I have not, I think that, my association with home shopping, I think I felt a tick up in sales over
Yeah.
the board, over across the board, because last Christmas, November, December, a little bit soft for what you would expect from HSN.
Yeah.
And then you get into the February, March lockdowns, and business was booming. Now, but you never know whether that's, we were opening up more channels, we're getting a better position. So you never know what's going on. Just the
Right.
seat of your pants, things seem to be picking up in that arena.
Yes. Yes. I think I've noticed I shop online much, much more because I'm in New York and I'm not going out. But I'm also buying less, I think, because when I'm out in the world, you see stuff.
Right.
And like, oh, I mean, for example, I buy shoes every season. I'm not buying shoes because you can't utilize your cute shoes right now. No one sees them. It's not as exciting to buy shoes right now. So, all right, I would curious to know what our audience thinks. Should Tom and I try the relaxing dating app and see? You try your dating app, your sleepy dating app voice. I want to hear it.
Please don't be stressed. When you meet someone new, enjoy the moment. Get to know them. Put on your best foot forward and ask a question, not about the weather.
That's so true and so real. See how we can do it. Okay, so if you guys want to work with us on this idea, this is fresh. Tom and I, look at how Tom is so spontaneous. I just asked him and he already came up with the topic for our dating app. This is how fun Tom is. So
.com.
thomasfun.com. All right, let's go to you. What do you got?
All right, messing with people. When you're the boss, see, when you're like when you work for somebody, right?
Yes.
And you're in a customer service department, you got to play it absolutely down the middle straight, right? There's no nothing. It's just you have to pretend every email, every missive, everything you send out is going to be read by your boss, your superior, whatever. So everything is right down the middle.
Yes.
And you're nervous that the guy's going to give you a bad review or you're going to get this and this. But when you own your own business, you can pick and choose which people to respond to in a reasonable way, or no, that's way out of bounds. I mean, people on Amazon will try to get a full credit for something without even, and they don't want to return it. I bought this, I don't want to return it, but I want a full credit. Well, that's insane.
Right.
I'll even be paid to have a return, but I'm not going to give you a full credit for $125 and then have you keep the item.
Yes.
Which Amazon's very comfortable with, by the way.
Yes, they are. I mean, well, their profit margins are so high, they can afford to do it.
They're not affording anything. It all comes out of the vendor's pocket. So anyway, but I could pick and choose my spots. I had a guy, now this was my bad.
Okay.
I had a guy who, had a problem missing a bolt or something on something that I sent out, and that's going to happen. I apologize. I said, hey, let me send you out a water light as a, thanks for not going crazy. Well, that didn't get done. And I got an email from him today, said, hey, you said that. I said, you know what? I'm sorry. And I'll send it out right away. So I sent him out the tracking with the postal service to identify, to identify that it's gone on. I told him that I was surprised that this happened because I had told somebody to get this done. I told nobody because there's nobody here, just all me.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to take the brunt of it. Anyway, I said to him, as the boss, I said, I fired an unwed mother who I gave this task to complete.
No, you did not do that.
And I said, just kidding.
Okay.
I said, just kidding. I think she was married.
Oh, Tom.
And then it says Tom Wise, President, Wise Products and Productions.
But you followed through, which is good. And
I sent it.
That the guy came back to you as opposed to attacking you, because that would be the typical response, right? When things
I don't know what my personality type is, but my personality type is low on following up on customer service.
Oh, well, we all love customer service, and the fact that you owned it and you fixed it is good, even though you didn't own it. You owned it to such a way that it would work.
I fired that unwed mother.
Yeah, you did. And that's business during the pandemic, man.
Anyway, that was it. That was a quick one. That
No,
actually was
I
a good
like
one.
that one. I like that one. But you're absolutely right. I mean, I work for myself, but I also work for another company. So there are times you have to be super careful. And especially now during this time where jobs are different, I think there's a heightened sense of being your best because I know people that have gotten laid off. I had a girlfriend got laid off last week.
Horrible. Horrible. Horrible.
Yeah. So all that stuff matters, and I think we're all looking at our jobs in a very, very different way, and hopefully in a better way, right? That we're actually,
Absolutely.
taking care of things. Because if you can't be better during a pandemic, when can you?
I tell you, there's a lot of stress going on. I'm not affected by stress that much. I mean,
Yeah.
I can have a lot of
Yeah.
balls in the air and shit's coming down. It's like it's all something. It's not health related. It's not my kids. It's all
Yeah.
going to be taken care of at some point. So, but I can see, but I know that stress really affects people, and I feel badly for it because I've seen it where people are like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And
Yes.
I can't calm down. So it's tough. What
Yes.
about
Yeah.
what about your next topic? Non-COVID related, I hope.
Dude, I'm sorry, man. Boo waha. All
You
right, you know what? I know I'll do this quickly because I know when we're on iTunes you can't see visual stuff, but I'll explain it verbally. This lovely, do you see this crazy spread behind me?
looks like
It
some sort of Halloween thing going on, or you broke into a Goodwill and grabbed the first six things.
well, okay, wait till I tell you what it is. I got a pandemic care package from my sister today.
What?
She randomly, and this is why my sister Carol is the best fucking human in the whole world.
Wow. I'm right here.
Randomly she sends me the things that I like fuzzy socks. She sent me a feather necklace and real feathers because I'm a fan of feathers, so actual real
Who is
bird
it?
feathers. She sent me this lovely piece of art that our friends made. She sent me, I meant to put this on, a unicorn because I like the whole unicorn thing. She sent me that.
Okay, you've got to describe that if anybody's listening on the radio.
You're
It's
right.
cat ears with a unicorn horn in a hair band,
Thank
right?
you. Yes, it's the hairband with the unicorn horn on it. Thank you for helping me, Tom. So the other thing that I wanted to show that I thought was great. So this statue, my sister and I picked
It's
up
St.
during.
Francis.
Thank you, because I didn't know who it was. I wanted you to fill in the blanks. This is a St. Francis statue that we found at a Goodwill for one of our white elephant Christmases.
Might I ask what it says that he's holding? He's holding a paper
Yeah.
or something?
She made this paper and put it on here. Can you see it yet?
New Yorker bust.
She just made it for this package. This statue we've had for many years, and we hide it when we visit each other at each other's homes. And so when the other person finds it, then it's their job to give it back. So she put it in this package.
I like that.
Yeah, it's really fun because I'll be doing something, forgetting about it, and then all of a sudden I'll climb up on a shelf. There's the statue.
What's that on the side of his robes?
I'm sorry?
What's that on the side of his robes? I see the rosary. Is it flowers?
Good Lord, man. Yes, it's just a little floral
I see.
situation going on there, but it's a minor fun thing
I
that you
love
can
it.
do with each other to share. So I really wanted to share, and then also I will explain this, but she also had some masks made with a smile on it. So it has this giant teeth, which I think is hilarious. So I can't wait to wear this around the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's great.
Right?
Oversized teeth.
I wanted to talk about surprises. Let's talk about
Nice.
surprises. Do you like, also she gave me I had to move this because it's too shiny. This girl won't stop. So it's just nice, lovely.
God bless Carol.
God bless Carol. Do you like to be surprised?
Absolutely.
I do too, but I have people that don't, and they're very clear with me because I like surprises. They're constantly saying, "Don't surprise me. Don't have people sing in public. Don't have, you know what I mean? Like, I like that. I like not knowing. I like getting gifts. When they say don't surprise, they don't mean don't send me a present. They mean don't surprise me in public. Like they don't want to not know how to behave because it makes them self-conscious, right?
They don't
Like,
want to be the center of a flash mob.
and I do. By God, send it. My birthday is in January. I had been planning my big birthday for January, and I was going to have a big bash. I'm not now because of things that are going on. I don't know that I'll be able to put a flash mob together because I was just going to do it myself. because I don't expect anybody else to satisfy me. I'll satisfy myself. So I
Okay,
don't know that
right.
I can do a flash mob. But if anybody ever wants to send me a flash mob, they can, because I love it. Last year, my niece sent a singing telegram for my birthday. And it was, my birthday's in January, very cold. This guy in a tuxedo knocks on my door, comes in, and what he did was, when she booked it, she says, "What is she about? What is she like?" And he makes a song. He creates a song. And
Nice.
so we sang about my life and about my job. And it was just the most precious, adorable thing. So I love surprises. Surprise me, but not if it's mean. Not if it's
No, no, not if it's something that Ellen would do.
don't. Yeah, I don't really like the surprises that I find them disturbing.
I've always found that she's got a little bit of a mean streak. My sister loves her. I always say she's a little bit, she likes people to really be uncomfortable, and there's a little meanness there. That's how I've always seen it.
It's so funny because I feel like she does try to come across as loving and with a good heart, but there is a mean streak because she likes to scare her employees. She likes to throw things at people. She likes people to fall in water. To me, that's not your average, like,
Well,
what, fun.
it's like a comic. If he's complaining about women, complaining about blah blah blah, the comic should be self-deprecating, right?
Yeah.
Don't piss on the audience, piss on yourself. So that's, what I'm saying, that's what people don't come to get abused to a comedy show. You got to
Uh,
make yourself. I was watching a comedian, a female, older female, do some work, and she was calling people up to the stage and then embarrassing them,
oof.
and the joke wasn't on her, the joke was on them. It's like, because I remember listen to another comic talk about the whole thing about bringing somebody up. You've got to make that person feel like a hero. You can't make them feel bad for coming up. You just don't drag somebody out of the audience and make them the butt of 6 jokes in a row.
Ooh.
I'm like, wow. I said that.
Nobody pays money to be hassled like
No, I
that.
mean, and they're laughing because they're this and that. And they don't want to be, seem to be, a stick in the mud. But she's got to make jokes about herself and compliment. I saw this. I saw the same thing. I saw the same thing with a male comic. As a matter of fact, a local comic did a special,
Yeah.
and bringing people up and making them the butt of the joke. You can't do
Ooh.
that. You can't do it.
No, that's
Everybody's uncomfortable. It's not solid, not true laughter. We're all laughing because it's uncomfortable. You're making fun of you know, somebody's mom.
that's a weak way to go about your comedy. I mean, to me, that shows me you don't have much of a platform. But have you had a certain instance in your life where someone surprised you, where you're like, "Oh, isn't that lovely? Oh, I didn't expect that," or how wonderful.
Jenny Mueller surprised me. Had I think for my 19th or 20th birthday. I
What
mean,
happened?
my life, my list of people I knew wasn't all that long, but I'd worked with, you know, she gathered grammar school friends and football friends and people from high school, and they all assembled in her basement. I really was surprised. That was great.
Aw.
But it's been a while since I've had a surprise party.
Surprise parties are tough. That's a tough thing to pull off. I will say, I think I shared this with you before. When I was going through my divorce, I don't remember, I was like 48, 49 years old. And my daughter put together a surprise for me at my favorite sushi place. And there were friends from my life. And also the Buddhist monk that I had been studying with came as well to this surprise party. So not only was that lovely, but then after the meal, each person stood up and told me what they loved about me.
Wow, is that nice? We don't do that enough.
We don't do that. Why do we wait till funerals
I don't
before?
know. It was funny though. I remember I was at a wedding one time.
Yeah.
This is it's 30 years ago. I was in my 20s or something.
Uh-huh.
And and the next banquet room over, there was some sort of somebody was like something legal was happening. Like somebody got their their masters or became a judge or something. And
Okay.
guys were standing by a microphone, and one after the other was saying something great about the other guy. And I'm like, I've never seen that. My birthdays were always, somebody singing and that's it. But I've never had that event where people stand up and say nice things about the person who's this event is being about. I go, that really is something. All this extemporaneous speaking about people, and they threw enough legal jargon in there that I understood someone's becoming a judge or something's happening in that. I go, well, that's how sophisticated people operate. That's another level where they're, communicate on that in that way. Was very
Love it.
enlightening.
My love language is words of affirmation. So I love people with words. And so when I worked at One World Trade for a while when I was here in New York. And the people that were working, we were kind of going through a hard time. The people that were running the company were not great. And we were having bad feelings, right? So I had everybody at work write down on a piece of paper each person's name. And then I said, throughout the day, I want you to say one nice thing about them.
Right. I like it.
And we shared them. And you know what? We bonded in such a great way that to this day we keep in touch. And it was simple stuff. I mean, there were people I didn't really love, but I could find some good things to say about them that made a difference. And one of the guys that worked there said to me, he pulled me aside and he said, I've never done this before, and I will keep this forever.
Right. Isn't that nice?
Should that be a normal part of our lives where instead of complaining all the time or thinking about what we don't like, and I'm just as guilty. I'm a genuinely angry chick, but I do try to find moments where I love people with words. And so maybe we'll have to make more of an effort during this time, and let's encourage our audience.
I did used to do that with the kids. If they were yelling at each other, whatever, I said, okay, say something nice about your brother.
Yeah. Oh, they hate that.
It was an interesting moment that everybody slowed down and stopped and,
Yeah, no, that's lovely. I love that a lot.
I've got a question that it really isn't on my topics list.
Okay.
And this falls under one of those things that we talk about, things that we may never talk about, but things that are happen in our lives.
Okay.
Okay. This is kind of, now this is not a sexy topic.
Ah.
Sorry. So anyway, I noticed I just came back from Chicago.
Yes.
And then I forget where I traveled. I traveled somewhere. I forget what it was.
Okay.
But I'm 3 days in, okay?
Yes.
And I noticed I had not done number 2.
Okay.
I mean, I'm like as regular as a day when I'm home.
It's when you went on the trip with your brothers. I remember.
But it's bizarre because I don't have any phobias about being in somebody's bathroom.
It's a logical thing, though, Tom. You can't.
But I have in the past. But I noticed the last 2 trips, and in Chicago, but I don't feel like constipated, but I feel fine. And I'm saying that can't be. I can't be fine. I'm eating pizzas and beef sandwiches and all this other stuff, and it's bizarre. And then I came home, was back to business as usual. I'm saying, does anybody else experience this? It's crazy. You used to travel a lot. You used to travel 3-4 times a week.
Yeah. Yes, it was always a struggle. And here's what I learned about it, because I'm glad you talked about, a lot of people won't talk about this. I learned this many years ago, actually from Dr. Oz. Even though in your mind you tell yourself, I'm fine, remember your biology. You don't always have control over your biology. And your biology tells you if you're not in your natural place, which is places you're accustomed to, your body actually is in a fear mode, because during caveman days, you didn't want to defecate anywhere where it wasn't safe, right? Because that's you're in a prone position that you could be attacked or hurt. So this goes back to caveman days, where if you're traveling and on vacation, you have a tendency to not have bowel movements, because even though you're thinking, I'm fine, I'm great, your body and your biology is saying, you know what? We've not been here before. We have to stay safe. And that's why people get constipated. For me, I will say it took me a while of traveling before I could relax to do that. But also, if you're by yourself, it's different than if you're around other people that you're not normally with. If you're alone, your body has a tendency to relax more as well.
Yeah, very interesting. I mean, I don't feel bad. I don't feel like I swallowed a bowling ball and I can't get rid of it. It's just like everything's fine. It's like, it was bizarre. Can I tell you something crazy that happened on the trip?
Course. Yes.
So the girls live in Andersonville in Chicago. My twin girls are 25. And I was debating about going up. I want to see leaves change this year. And it's been so hot in Florida. I'm getting more and more aggravated is probably a strong word for it, but it's like, I'm tired of waiting. I usually hope for cool weather in September and then cool weather in October. Now we're halfway through October, still not cool weather.
Yes.
So, and I'm looking at fall leaf change and peak season in Northern Illinois is going to be October 19th, and I know it's going to start raining, and that's all going to go bad. So I look at it, it says I'm going up. Friday looks good because it's sunny. Saturday and Sunday we're going to be cloudy and rainy,
Yes.
and so I pulled the trigger Thursday night to go up, and I locate an Airbnb literally 10 minutes walking from where the girls are, because the girls were crazy. I mean, they're I said, I want to obey the rules of the house, masking, sleeping, eating, whatever you're doing. And
Yeah.
they are locked down. They're like in a sealed container. They did not want me to be in the house. I
Okay.
said, I said, I'll get an Airbnb down the block or something. So I want everybody to
Yeah.
be comfortable and safe, because I want to just go take a nice long walk with you guys out in the forest somewhere on Friday, right?
Yeah.
So I locate a room literally 10 minutes away walking.
That's
Right?
nice.
So I, s- I take the Uber from O'Hare to the apartment. And then once the guy drops me off at 11:30 at night, I realize, oh my gosh, I gave him the wrong Uber address. I gave him the address to where my girls live, not the 10 minutes away. Not a big deal because it's only 10 minutes away. So I walk over there. It's been a long day. I don't care how far you've traveled or whatever. It's always typically a long day. You've been traveling for 6 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's a code to get in the building. I hit
Yeah.
the code, door opens. Then you read the instructions. Go up to the top of the stairs. There's 3 doors. Your door is number 2, and here's the code for number 2. And on the other side of number 2, I'm hearing voices. And it's a guy who's, it sounds like he's right on the other side of the door. And he's like, well, don't send me pictures like that if you don't expect me to come on to you. It's, you're sending me pictures of your crotch, Bill. I'm going to take that as a go sign.
What? You can hear that?
Loud and clear. I wish I put recording on so I'm having these mixed emotions between what's going on over there. What kind of conversation is this? And am I in the right building? I'm checking my codes. I'm checking my messages and everything else. So at the end of the day, I said, no, it says door number 2. And then it says, here's the code. So I knock on the door. I said, Airbnb, I'm coming in. And I press the button and it opens up, open the door, and there's nobody there. Now it opens up to a hallway, and one side is the kitchen, the other side is the living room, and then there's a bunch of doors. So
Yeah.
whoever was talking scampered back to their room and closed the door. So I'm in the place by myself with my mask on, because
Yeah.
we're all masked up in Chicago, which I'm fine with. I'm fine with that. So I decide, what I'm doing. Oh, mine is door number 1. I'm way over here. So the wheels are spinning. Oh, I see. He's got this apartment and he rents out rooms. That's why it's so cheap. It was like $40.
Oh, so you didn't rent the whole apartment. You rented a room.
I didn't know what I was doing in the past. So, but these
Son of
door
a
number 1s and door number 2s.
man.
So
I would
anyway,
never do that.
I go to door number 1. It's almost midnight. And I put in the code 2912 pound. I'll never forget it.
Okay.
Does not open the door. Try it again. Try it 100 more times. I'm not
Yeah.
opening the door. So then I'm back on the Airbnb site. I send a message to the guy that's running the place. Now, mind you, when I put in the reservation, I said, I'm not going to get there till about 11:30 midnight. So just a little heads up,
Yes.
right? Long story short, after multiple texts, phone calls, and Airbnb alerts, no response. No response. So I end up sleeping on the couch with all my clothes on because it's
Yeah.
cold. Oh, yeah. It's cold in there with my mask on. I can't be in a communal area without my mask
In a communal area during a pandemic. Why didn't you just get a cute little apartment for $100 or something?
because this was 10 minutes away. This was 10-minute walk from my girl's house. This is
Shit.
why I picked this place, because then I don't need the car. I could just walk over there, blah, 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 blah.
What happened?
Oh, well, then I wake up about, after not the best night's sleep ever. I wake up about 7 and I see there's a text from him. Oh, 422. Yeah, here's the code. It's 2242.
They gave you the wrong code? I hope you got some money back on that.
Well, I'm waiting for the guy to say, hey, by the way, I'm going to credit you. Sorry for the inconvenience. Nothing. He says nothing.
No, you have to jump on that. They are not going. Okay, so how does that work? I've done plenty of Airbnbs, but I get the whole place. I'll never just get a room. As a chick, of course, that's just not safe. So how does that work the next day with sharing bathrooms and kitchens and
Well, I'm in and out. I don't care about the kitchen or any of that stuff. But yeah, there's activity. Guys are you see guys you hear guys poking out like it's like whack-a-mole. They come out, they do something, they come back. I never saw anybody in the kitchen because I wasn't there. I'd get in, make my turn, and go to bed.
one bathroom?
The bathroom was a mess.
Super gross, man. Super
Yeah.
gross. Yeah, I love Airbnb, but I will say the ones that I go to, if you go late at night, they say, oh, hey, if you're here after XYZ, you're on your own. Like they've been very clear, you're on your own. If this guy didn't say that, then it gives you the impression that he's available.
Right. He's going to be available, or at least he's not going to give me a bad code for my
Yeah,
room.
I've never had the bad code. I'm so sorry about that.
So anyway, I text the guy when I'm on. My whole stay was over. I said, "Hey, you want to handle this crazy first night?" You
Yeah,
know. And so my total bill was like $180 or whatever. I said, throw me $50 on my PayPal. We'll call it even. I'll not kill you on your
right.
with a review with Airbnb. We'll keep it between us. We'll settle this like men.
Yeah,
Oh no, this got to go to review. You'll get your money in 14 days. I said I don't want to wait 14 days. I said if we're going to go do this Airbnb thing, I'm going to complain about everything, and it's going to be
yeah.
worse.
The
It's going to be
bathroom.
at least $60 for you. I'm asking for 50. Let's just do it. No,
You would-
he digs in. So I had to contact Airbnb, and we're in the middle of it. Well, I'll let you know what happens.
Yeah, I do love Airbnb, and I will say, for the most part, it's been lovely for me. I stayed in when I went to Portland once. I stayed in one of those. I don't know what it's called, but it's a big silver camper thing.
That's called jail. These nice men in blue open these. It was highly ventilated.
They had cute bars that I slept behind the bars. No, it was a cute camper, but it's those big old timey silver ones. It looks like a big
Oh,
boat.
like Airstream.
Yes, thank you. It was an Airstream, and it was like in Portland, so it was $100 a night, and I was going to be there a couple nights for work.
Oh,
So
how
I told
nice.
my job, I was like, "You can save so much money. Don't send me to a hotel. Let me stay here." There was a diner around the corner, and it was cute. It was in this guy's yard. He had Christmas lights up. Love that shit.
I highly recommend it. My son and I one year stayed in a tree house in Sun
Yes.
Valley. You need to take the zip line to go to the bathroom.
Yes. My niece just went for her birthday to an Airbnb where they set up a campsite for you. You pick the campsite and you pick how many amenities. Do you want them to set up so you can watch a movie at night? Do you want them to set up the fire pit?
Nice. I love it.
Adorable.
I stayed in a yurt with the kids in North Carolina once. We were whitewater rafting.
I want to stay in a yurt. Where do you go to the bathroom if you're in a yurt? Outside? Just outside?
They had right across was like the campground facility, showers,
That's super cool,
kitchen,
man.
bathroom, all
I
plumbed.
always worry about the bathroom facilities. So, what kind of rating are you going to give this Airbnb? What's the?
I'm waiting to see what I don't want to. I don't want to screw anybody up. I mean, it's not really his fault that the bathroom was a mess. Although,
It's not his fault,
uh,
but his fault for the code that
oh,
she
the
your
code
whole
was
day.
ridiculous. He should be falling on a sword for the whole thing. The code is, forced
That's
me to sleep on the couch in a communal area, hiding my stuff, wearing
oh,
a mask while I was sleeping. Ugh, it
no,
was miserable.
no,
La miserable.
miserable.
So, and end our episode on a positive note.
Yes, let's end on a positive note. You got something, or you want me to share something?
Um, you know what? Go ahead. I've always got one, but go ahead. You had very interesting topics.
Well, okay, I don't know if you're going to love this one, but I am always curious about it since we're home a little bit more now than normal, and we connect in different ways. Like I connect by sharing what I'm watching, or something interesting that's happening. So my next topic was going to be, what are you watching? Just because I find there's so many fascinating things to talk about on streaming, because I feel like they're very aware that we're home now, and they can really hit us with some new things that maybe you wouldn't watch a documentary during normal times when you're out in the world because you're watching less. So now they're sticking some more, you know, shows in like that. Is there anything that you've seen that's a little bit different that you wouldn't have watched if it wasn't a pandemic?
It's funny. I visited my sister, my oldest brother, 70, 71.
Okay.
And his wife, sweet as the day is long.
Yes.
And we ended up talking about TV shows and stuff. And so she
Yeah.
recommended Longmire. I've never seen that. And I was recommending my things like Defending Your Life. She never saw that. I go, oh, you should try that. It's also interesting. As a side note, I
Yes.
visited my daughters, my brother, who's just 2 years younger than me, and my oldest brother, who's 10 years older than me, right? It
Yes.
was interesting how the COVID was handled in all three different situations. Girls were on complete lockdown.
Yes.
uh, this sanitation all constantly. Even outside, we're wearing masks.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. But I get it. I wasn't going to disrespect their wishes. Then
Yeah.
I went to my sister-in-law in my brother's house, 10 years older than me,
Yes.
72, but he's in good shape, but 72.
Yes.
I said, I'll do whatever you want. Whatever you want me to do, I'm going to do.
Okay.
I just want to see you guys. So I had the mask on. She had her mask on. She greeted me at the door. Then we took our separate positions on the couch. Then it was masks off, and we talked masks off the whole time,
Okay.
right? And then we
Yeah.
kept our distance,
Okay.
masked on on the way back. And then I went to my other brother's house, two
Yeah.
years younger than me. Masks, we're not doing that mask shit.
And and tell me why though. Was there a reason that they felt safe without the masks?
Well, they're out way out in the sticks, but this is also we're also looking at Wisconsin going right through the roof because you got these folks are just they're just small towning in it. They're having birthday parties and weddings and it's spreading like crazy. I mean, they're off the charts. Wisconsin, could you imagine that is the hot spot in the country?
It is. It is. Well, yeah, I like what you're saying about respecting people's wishes because for me, that's been the hardest part is feeling like a weirdo because of what I'm trying to do. And I'm
Right.
trying to respect other people's wishes, but I wish people would respect mine because I've gotten a little bit of pushback because we are in Brooklyn.
Right.
I'm working remotely. We're in. I don't let anybody in my house. We've had workmen come and they're like, it'd be easier if I came in and went upstairs. And I said, I've been in my house since March, dude. I'm going to let you in now in October because it's easier for you. He got very mad at me and actually really quite shitty. I'll never use him again because he wanted his job to be easier. And I was like, he knew when he came that everything, it wasn't a surprise. No one's coming in the house. And so at one point he said, I'll just be fast. I I was made to feel bad because I'd already laid out
Right.
my criteria. So I struggle with that. Like, can we just find a way to respect each other? I may not agree with you, but that's cool if you want to do whatever.
Because
Just
no one knows what the real answer is.
nobody
So I want
knows.
to respect whatever ideas you've got. As a matter of fact, the girls made me sit on the porch with the windows open, an outside porch with the windows open, and we put on, Facebook Messenger, and we talked to each other while they were inside the house, and we were all eating pizza.
Okay, they
I said
sound
that's fine. I want you to be comfortable.
well because they had been exposed at one point, right? Didn't they have a
They
scare?
had a friend of a friend who was supposedly very, locked down and come
Yeah,
down with it. And by the way, here's the deal. They left me off at the airport at 12:30 because I had a 5 o'clock flight, but they didn't want me to come back to the apartment, and we were pretty much done with all our visit. I said,
yeah,
just drop me off to the airport. I'll watch football. Football's on at noon. I'll be
yeah.
fine until I get on the plane. Yeah. So at 12:48, 16 minutes after they dropped me off, I get my alert from CVS. Oh, your COVID test come back negative. You're fine. Because I took
Yeah.
a test before I went on the.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's a lot. We're all struggling. I will say in the what are you watching category, I do recommend a show that was actually created in 2015, so before the pandemic, and it's called, I'm sorry, I'm wrong, 2018.
Please.
Sorry, 2018, and it's called The Oath. And it's actually a comedy with a couple of actors that Tiffany Haddish is one of the main characters, super funny. It's called The Oath, and it's about the government making you make an oath of loyalty to the president.
I saw you post that.
And if you don't do it, they come to your house. It's a fascinating idea about way things are going.
It's a
Yeah.
prediction of the second term.
It is, and it's fascinating to kind of see. It does show all the sides. That's what I liked. It wasn't just, this is our political beliefs. I do recommend it. It's a fascinating, and it's a comedy, so there's some, fun stuff. But there are definitely moments where you're going to yell at the television and say, my God, I think this feels
Why
like."
have thou forsaken me?
I was watching by myself and screaming at the television, but it's some interesting stuff to watch. So I would love to hear from our viewers what they're watching or what they recommend if they've watched anything
Just
different.
say Galen. Can you just say her name, our viewer Galen?
I want to tell you, Christy watches our show on a regular basis. So does Frank, and so does Melissa, and they notice when we're not here. I feel badly about that. They do.
Matt Davis gave me some shit this morning. He goes, "Hey, what happened to Friday?"
And I just want
And
everybody to know,
Paula, don't forget Paula.
and Paula, they do look forward to our show. So yes, please share with us what you're watching. I'd love to know. I'd love recommendations. I'm going to be home for a while.
I see. And then feel free to watch a rerun if we don't show up on a Friday.
I just told my mom today she accidentally caught one of our shows because she clicked on Facebook. She doesn't know technology. So I told her how to watch them. So I said, Mom, I'm just going to tell you right now. I say stuff that's going to upset you. Oh, I know how you are. And I said, well, you know how I show you I am. If you're ready for this. So she said she was going to start watching today. So I will keep you up to date if my mom is still speaking to me by the next show.
It's very interesting because, sometimes you say something about somebody and they may recognize themselves, even though you may not have said that person's name.
Yeah.
I don't think you've ever said anything poor about your mom, but still, you
No,
might have a complaint. I might have a complaint about my brother. Whatever. People might
it's
just say what I just said about all the masking is a problem with somebody. I don't, but
yeah, I don't think it's what I would say about my mom, but it's what I say overall and how I speak and
yeah,
intimate things I share about dating and sex and stuff that I think would make her. And I warned her, you're going to be uncomfortable. And she kept saying, no, I know. And I'm thinking, you really don't. I've never discussed these sexual topics we don't discuss sex, my mom and I. We don't do that. So we'll see. Well, she might call me and have a talking with me because she's still my mom.
yeah, that's fine. You know what? As the mom, you're always allowed to have a talking to with your.
You can have a talking with me. So we'll see. And again, thank you too much, my lovely sister Carol, for sending me a pandemic package. Lovely. I recommend that. If you guys have some time, send packages to people that you love. It's a wonderful thing.
Don't you think they just get that from the episode without you having to say it at the end?
Oh, you think it's too much if I say it?
It's a little much.
Dude.
It's a little preachy.
You know what I think is funny about this? This is such a man-woman thing. Men feel like they're being preached to, and women have to explain things because men need things fucking explained to them by a pandemic.
You know what? That's an interesting point because I said something to somebody and I just assumed that they knew what the hell I was talking about. They did not, and it was I had to be I ended up the third time around. I had to lay out exactly what I was saying, not in a negative way. I'm saying, boy, I guess I'm wrong. I'm wrong if I think I'm communicating very clearly when people just need really, really specific instruction.
Spell it out, bitch. As a woman, I have learned this. Just spell it out because you know what? We can't read your mind. We can't read your mind. You know how many times I've heard that? All right, do this. Oh, well, you're preaching. Okay, welcome to my world. So let's end with me yelling.
Damned if you do and damned if you don't.
That's right. That's right. But if you speak your mind, then you're clear about what you want.
Damn it, my name's Tom Wise.
Oh, and damn it, I'm Melinda McKinsey.
And you've been watching, unpacking some damn shit with Wise and damn McKinsey.
And thank you for doing that with us.
And that's another one in the can. Haven't said that in a while. I'll see you on Wednesday, the good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
There it is.
All right. Bye.